Hey, in today's video, we are going over the survivor benefit options and what may be best for your family. So let's explain it. Coming up next. Hey, my name is Mel Stubbs. I'm here on behalf of Retirement Benefits Institute, talking to federal employees about their retirement system and how to plan better for it. If you like this information, please subscribe so you can continue to get more of it each and every week. Today we're talking about survivor benefit. And what survivor benefit is if you, the federal employee, die, do you want to leave a portion of your pension to somebody else? Most of the time this is being left to a spouse. A lot of times we get questions about, can we leave it to a child? And the answer is yes, but it comes at a cost. So if the person you're leaving it to is not of a similar age and they're a bunch younger than you, then the costs can go way up, sky high, as much as 40% of your pension. So we'll talk about it in a minute. Usually the costs are either 5% of your pension or 10% of your pension. You want to leave it to your child and have to pay 40% of your pension. That's an awful lot of money. And so for a lot of people, if you want to leave money to a child, you would go the life insurance route. So getting to the three options, you can leave a full survivor benefit. That would be leaving 50% of your pension. So if something happens to you, your beneficiary would get half. So let's say you have a $3,000 a month pension, something happens to you, your beneficiary gets $1,500 a month after your death. That's a full. That costs you 10%. So in our example, you have a $3,000 pension, it's going to cost you $300 a month to do that. It costs you 10% to leave half. Now the next option is a partial survivor benefit. So instead of leaving half, you're leaving a quarter. So if you've got the $3,000 a month pension, you're not leaving $1,500, you're leaving $750 a month, 1/4. Now this costs half as much. You're leaving half the benefit, it costs you half as much. So now it only costs you 5% of your pension. In this example, the $3,000 a month pension, you wouldn't be paying $300 a month, you'd be paying $150 a month. So with these two options at your death, the beneficiary gets to get some money. But another key thing is they get to keep health care. If it is important for your spouse to keep health care after you die, you have to leave one of these two survivor benefits. The third option we hadn't talked about yet is leaving nothing. So when you die, the pension goes away. But another key thing is that the health care would go away as well. So if your spouse needs the health care, then you probably have to leave some type of survivor benefit. Now, a couple of instances where the spouse doesn't have to have health care. If they are also a federal employee on their own, a federal retiree on their own, well, then they can get the health care on their own. So you wouldn't have to leave a survivor benefit because they're also a federal employee and can get their own FEHB. Another thing, if you are retiring through the military, or you have the TRICARE for life, or if you have other health care handled and you don't need the FEHB, then you don't have to leave a survivor benefit to keep that. Now, where does the planning come in? A lot of people, if you just ask them, they immediately go to, I think I'll leave half. I want to do the most I can do. And you can certainly do that. But another option is to look at life insurance. Now, the way the survivor benefit works is you're paying a monthly payment while you're getting your pension. And when you die, they're going to get a benefit, which sounds a lot like life insurance. So how would life insurance work with this? Now remember, since we talked about the healthcare piece of it, and let's just assume that your spouse needs the healthcare, so you can't leave them nothing. You can't leave no survivor benefit and leave all life insurance because of the healthcare reason. So in this case, a lot of people will leave the 25%. So they leave something so that their spouse can stay on healthcare, and then you can go to the private market and get life insurance to cover the other portion. So in our example of the $3,000 a month pension, if you leave half, you're going to leave them $1,500 a month. If you leave a quarter, you leave them $750 a month. You can go to the life insurance arena and find out how much life insurance do I need to leave to kind of make up the other $750 a month. And you can do an apples to apples comparison of the extra survivor benefit, in this example, cost $150 more. How much life insurance can I go get for $150? Now, when you're going to the life insurance market, there's two types of life insurance. There's term that lasts for a certain number of years and stops. We are generally not using term to replace survivor benefit because to do apples to apples, the survivor benefit is going to pay no matter when you die. The term will not pay no matter when you die. It only pays if you die within that term. So you get a 20-year term and you die in year 21 and there's no coverage. So to do an apples to apples comparison, we are using a type of insurance that lasts forever. I typically call it permanent. The old-fashioned word would be whole life. They have updated and have some newer stuff where it's not whole life anymore, but it is a death benefit that will pay out no matter when you die. You could be 105 years old and it will still pay. If we're doing an apples to apples comparison, that's the type you need to look for. Now, there are some benefits to the life insurance. The premium, whatever the premium is, generally stays the same and does not go up. Well, how does that compare to the survivor benefit? The survivor benefit is a percentage of your pension, and your pension will get cost of living. That's a great feature. You know, maybe not every year, but probably 8 years out of 10, you're going to get a cost of living increase and your pension's going to go up. Since the cost of the survivor benefit is a percentage of your pension, that means it's going to go up every time you get a cost of living. Well, you know, that kind of makes the life insurance better. Price never changes. Another thing is that the life insurance is typically tax-free. You leave somebody $200,000 through life insurance, no taxes paid. Now, when they start receiving your survivor benefit, just like your pension, taxes will be taken out of it. Well, that kind of makes the life insurance look better. Some other benefits on the life insurance. Let's say your spouse dies first and you don't need to leave the life insurance to them anymore. You can change beneficiaries and leave it to somebody else. But within the survivor benefit world, your spouse is pretty much your only beneficiary. And if they die first, you do get to quit paying for it, but all the money you've spent the last 20 years is wasted. The life insurance wouldn't be that way. You're able to change the beneficiary to your children, to your church, to somebody else. It won't be wasted. Another cool benefit is that the life insurance typically can have a long-term care provision built into it. They call it a chronic illness rider, meaning if you ever need long-term care, you can access the death benefit to pay for it. Well, that's great. You have a $200,000 policy out there, and if you need long-term care and you don't want to spend your other money on it, you can spend the death benefit on it. So it's just an extra feature. What's neat about that is it's there for long-term care if you need it, but if you don't need it for long-term care, it'll be there when you die. So somebody's going to get some kind of benefit from it. It won't be wasted. There are times where if you get long-term care and don't ever need it, you wasted it. There are times that you get the survivor benefit and your spouse dies first, and it turns out that you wasted. So the life insurance has more options in case your spouse dies first. So generally speaking, if the payments are in the ballpark of each other. In our example, we were talking about the $3,000 a month pension. The 50% would cost $300 a month. The 25% would cost $150 a month. So the assumption is you'd get the 25% survivor benefit to keep the healthcare going. That's $150. If you can go get $150 worth of life insurance for the equal amount, if the payment is in the ballpark of what the life insurance cost and what the survivor benefit cost, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, the life insurance has lots more features. So if the premium is in the ballpark of the same, the life insurance is better because of the 4 or 5 reasons we went over. Now, the trick is sometimes it's not in the ballpark. Sometimes the life insurance costs a lot more. Life insurance is based on your age and your health. So for some of the special provisions employees that can retire at age 50 and they're pretty healthy, you know, it's going to be pretty cheap. Now, we talked to somebody that's retiring at age 68, you know, it may be harder to make work, but you want to look up that information, find out the details before you're filling out your retirement package so you can have a comparison. If it's in the ballpark, it can be better. Remember, the life insurance can cost more, but it's never going to change. So the pension, the survivor benefit cost could be a little bit less, but over time it will change. So that's why if it's just in the ballpark, there are more features that generally work out for most people if it's in the ballpark. So you may want to talk with somebody and check that out. Well, hopefully this was some good information for you on the survivor benefit options. Remember to keep in mind the healthcare piece. Don't look at the life insurance and say, wow, this is so good. I'm going to do 100% of it with life insurance. I'm not going to do any survivor benefit. That works if your spouse is also a federal employee. That works if your spouse has health care from some other place and they don't need the FEHB. If that's the case, then you can use life insurance to cover the entire need. If that's not the case, then you still need to do some sort of survivor benefit to keep the federal health care going. If you need to talk with somebody and kind of run your numbers and put all of your information in to see, do you even need the survivor benefit? Do you have enough money where you don't need it? This is important to know. Well, please reach out to retireinstitute.com. Call us on the number on your screen. If you need help, if you want to talk to somebody that understands your benefits and can help you plan for your retirement better, reach out to us. My name is Mel Stubbs. I will talk to you next time.